Hello and welcome to the Kindred Essence Tarot channel, and this is a karma reading. So look at the three piles and determine. We've got the purple pile, the red pile, and the yellow pile. So you can pick one of the piles to determine what karma the person in your life will receive. So we've got number 1 purple, 2 red, and 3 yellow. Alright, so let's start off with pile 1, the purple pile. And let's see what cards we have here. We've got the Six of Wands in reversed, Page of Wands upright, the Eight of Wands in reverse, the Four of Wands upright, the Four of Cups in reverse, and the Five of Wands. Alright, so let me make sure these cards are in the frame. So let me see what we have in this pile. So it's interesting. We've got a lot of victory cards, the Six of Wands and the Four of Wands upright. And the first thing I hear is that this person is they're very talkative. Like this person is they're very talkative, and they're almost obsessed with creating some sort of victory in their life. So what I hear is that we've got this person, I see them as being the Page of Wands. That's immediately what I get, is that they embody the energy. So they're very talkative, very impulsive, immature and childlike. They may throw temper tantrums at certain times. And when they don't get what they want, I see them as being very obsessed with success, like creating success. But I see here that they're boxed in by two wand cards in reverse. Number 1, they're boxed in by the Six of Wands in reversed. So the Six of Wands in reverse can mean that a person is not going to be succeeding at what they want. Like I see that they're kind of boxed in right here, and the Seven of Wands on the other side, like this connotes, like when it's upright, it connotes speedily moving towards something. But I see them for their karma as being like trapped by not getting what they want. Like the Four of Wands is very much having a stable structure, and they're never going to get what they want because they're kind of trapped in here. And I'll pull some more cards. I'll talk a little bit more about their karma, but I'm going to pull some more cards to see what kind of person, just to expand on the Page of Wands, because that's what I saw as their main personality. Very talkative. That's what I got. Like almost impulsive, thoughtless, like a very thoughtless, talkative person who has a lot of like energy to spew words around a lot. But yeah, and I see them being also very discontented. But let me get some more cards on what this person is like, what their character is like. I'll ask for some clarifications with the Page of Wands. So interesting. I got the Six of Wands upright this time. And yes, they're very like obsessed with success. Like that's what I see, is them being very obsessed with success and getting what they want. Let's see if I can get some more cards. Let's see. And I hear is what I got immediately from this card is they're kind of a kiss ass person. Is that they're willing to say, like, they're very obsessed with success. They're willing to say whatever. I see them as having a very tunnel vision, and they're obsessed with like getting, like, they'll say whatever. I hear words are very integral to their persona, and they'll say whatever to anyone to get what they want. Like they may have charmed you with their words. Like I hear talking a big game about things in various ways. Like just they're not afraid to speak, is what I keep on getting. Like they're very talkative. And let's see what what character do they have that which led to their actions? Ace of Cups. They may have. When I get this, is I get a sense of like they cut off people's emotions. Like they're very they say things to cut people's emotions off in some way. So they may have done damage in that way. Um, I also heard uprooting other people's structure, which led to emotional, like a lot of emotional pain. Like they uprooted other people's structure. But yeah, I keep on getting over and over. They're very success, talking and success. I hear impulsiveness, talking and success is their sort of main persona. And let's see, yeah. So I get they're not going to be content. They're not going to get the structure and there's that they want. They're trapped here. They're trapped. They can't move because the Eight of Wands are in reverse. Can't get their victory because they're on either side of them. And they really want this success. Like I really picked that up. Talking and success are very important to them. Now let's see what else. The world. Yeah, I hear they really want to have the world. They think that success creates the world for them, and they're not going to be able to have the world that they wish to have. And I also heard they've said like their words. I also heard their words have had very, like I see a picture of the Page of Wands, like the words sort of traveling in many directions. I hear their words traveling in many directions and having dire consequences and upsetting the world of various people by their actions. I see this image of like there being this huge upset. They tend to create a very much upset in other people's lives with their words, with their very impulsive actions, and because of that, they've got this frustrated energy, right? Like when I see the frustrated energy not being able to move forward, that into either success or into like movement, like moving forward, like their movement is curtailed by the Eight of Wands in reverse. So that's what I get for pile number one. And we've got, let's see what card we have for you to help heal from this situation if you've encountered this, you know, this person in a very, dire way, you know. So I hear alchemy. Alchemy. Your inner light shines when you are at peace with yourself and the world around you. Let go of the struggle and feel the beauty inside you. Allow all to just be and just be you. And I sense that may be very difficult after this situation, right? It's not easy to heal from, very destructive or sociopathic or narcissistic people in our life. But I hear that what you really want to do is for your own healing is to, create that energy. I hear that you need to or want to like connect to a spiritual sense because this energy is very, chaotic and, destructive. So you want to find your spiritual center again, and that's the goal for you. Let's see if I get any. I'm going to pull some gypsy tarot cards just to see. I heard 5 from the bottom, so I'll see which one is that one. I heard foe. So yeah, you definitely feel that this person is a foe. Is definitely a foe. And I heard they have about 7 to 9 other foes. I heard they tend to create, enemies. Enemies. Like foe. That's what foe means, like a enemy, someone who's not a friend, right? We'll just say that. So let me see. I heard 6 from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I also heard pleasure seekers. So I heard 2 things from this card. I heard that this person, they can tend to be, with the Page of Wands energy, they tend to be very much a pleasure seeker. Like they kind of raucous in some cases. I hear them kind of being really raucous and drinking and just having, some of them have that energy. But then I also heard a second thing is that you need to be unafraid to pursue your own pleasure and contentment. Like I hear that you seeking out your own pleasure and contentment, your own inner contentment will be a way to heal from this situation. Let's see what else I can get from the. I've got a spiritual wisdom deck up here too. Um, I heard, "Let the beauty you love be what you do." And we often blind ourselves to beauty precisely because it inspires us to go behind ourselves, to define only beauty, especially when your first instinct is to be critical of someone, something, or some opportunity. So my sense is that I keep on getting, and I got the word crass, like this Page of Wands character who talks a lot, who is obsessed with success. They tend to be very crass and not really not appreciative of the goodness and beauty around them, and it almost their energy, it sort of, I see this energy of it cutting you off from your sort of divine spiritual center, just your encounters. Like I heard for some people it's a marriage, like for some people it was like being married to this person, or some other, for some it was a very long standing friendship, right? With it was just, I heard 30-year friendship for some, like a very long standing, like they were kind of, they got, I heard the word embedded, like they got very embedded in your life. And, you know, and sort of to take, I heard the word like a spur, like kind of a, like they kind of embedded themselves in your life, and when you tried to rip it out, it was like, you know, I see one of those, you know, when you're gardening or hiking, sometimes you get those spurs or brambles in your body, right? So that's what I heard, and it's like to get them out, it's like it like out of your energy space, and I heard that too. Yeah, to get them out of your energy space. Believe me, I know it's easier said than done with dealing with these kind of characters, but I see that you need to. And I also heard to help you release the energy of this person, a salt bath would be very helpful. You know, also, you know, a healing, like putting a healing purple energy over your mind and to heal the anger that you felt, but also heard like a salt bath, like helps, you know, release the energy and also helps release like different toxins and everything. But that's what I got for pile one. Thank you for listening, and I hope you'll like and subscribe and check out the other videos on my channel, and I hope you have a good day. And it's time for pile two. So let's see, pile two, the red flashlight. Let's see what cards we have for pile two, the red flashlight. Okay, we've got the Five of Swords, the Hermit in reverse, the Six of Cups. Ooh, let me make sure it's all in the frame. We've got the King of Wands. Interesting, yeah, the King of Wands can be quite the character. Oh, interesting, Five of Swords again. That's very important. Yeah, Five of Swords is probably one of the most, you know, low energy cards. Like it's very, well, I'll put these to the side right here. I've got the wisdom cards right here. I'll see if I can make sure these cards are all in the frame. And the first words I got for this, I'll make sure that's all in the, I think that's all in the frame. Okay. So the first thing I got is a very angry energy. Yeah, the King of Wands. I'm brought to the King of Wands as the main character of this particularly unpleasant person. And I get that he's a very fiery energy, like this red flashlight, like very, very fiery, and not in a good way. And he very much, this could be in some cases a father or a figure from your childhood, maybe even uncle or grandpa. It could be something that's from your childhood. It could also be something like you may be thinking about somebody in the far past in some cases with the Six of Cups, or someone that you've known for a long time, like they're kind of embedded, or they could have also, I got in some cases with the Six of Cups, like it could have caused you a lot of childhood trauma. This could have been, you know, they could have been an abusive character in your, like your childhood in some cases. But let's see what else we've got here. And what I got for the Hermit in reverse is some of the effects that this person had on your life is they made you feel like you wanted to be a hermit. Like there's nothing wrong with, the hermit card upright is good, like, going within. Like sometimes we need, it's good to have time alone on occasion, but I get that the effect of this person, whether they're a family member, friend, ex, whatever, they made you, had the effect on you that they made you want to become a hermit and just almost like not be around society. And it's interesting because we've got, so I got that's the effect. And I heard also this person's like an opposite of a hermit. They're really, they don't go within and seek the spiritual wisdom that they should. Like I hear also too with the hermit in reverse is that they, number one, that was the negative effect they had in your life, part of it at least. And then they never go within. Like they're never, you never see them, going within, being on a spiritual, going on a spiritual retreat. And it's interesting because I've got two Five of Swords, and that's probably the Five of Swords is, some people in tarot call it like, I've heard it described as like the most worst energy card ever. Like it's depicted differently in like the two decks that I have. Like I combine two decks when I do tarot, but it's like if you can see, you've got someone here, sort of sneering, like it's a very much a bully card. I call it is a bully card. Like you've got that depicted here too. One sort of is lording something over with their sword over here. So it's like very much, so this person I hear is very much a bully. They're very much a bully. Although they justify it in their mind, like they wouldn't call themselves, like they're very distorted, this person. But yeah, they're very much a bully. They like, what I hear is they like to defeat other people. They like to win at all cost. They like to win at all costs. So yeah, and I hear that this is, yeah, like they'll say mean things to get the last word. And in some cases I hear it could really, it's not just, it's beyond words. It's like this person's actually pretty evil and violent in some cases. I hear that this really, so this is probably one of the worst card, not the worst, I don't want to say worst because, no tarot card is worse, but like, in terms of like just the bad energy of the Five of Swords, like this person I hear could in some cases, yeah, really gone into a dark direction in some cases, like very much behind words. Like I hear wife abuser, child abuser, like that going into that. This is like the ultimate sort of abuse. What are you doing? My cat is, sorry. Yeah, it's yeah, very much I hear a bully and abuser, and I heard the words, it gets very dark in some circumstance. Like this could be actually a truly evil person in in some some circumstances, like a very evil person. And then let's see, we've also got the High Priestess, which is, I hear that's significant in some reasons, like in various reasons, but I heard that I heard the High Priestess is not very happy with him. Like she's a kind of an introspective character that goes within, and I hear she's not very, like she's kind of a secretive character, but she knows, right? She's very intuitive. The High Priestess, she knows all. She's, she's not, she's kind of the opposite to this energy, but I heard she knows, and she's not very happy with him. And you may have, because of your encounter of this person, you may have developed a lot of, shall we say, High Priestess energy. Um, like you may have developed this intuitive self because, and I hear in some cases this is a very evil, violent bully. So you may have developed, your intuitive self as a result of dealing with this, not so user-friendly character. And for the karma of this person, I heard just being in their head is sheer miserability. So that's what I heard is a karma is like, which do not underestimate that. Like, do not underestimate how, how much karma that can be for an evil abusive type such as this. And I hear in some cases the person will meet their match. Like as you see here, like I see the roles being reversed, and that's only in some cases. But I see the main, like beyond that, or the most biggest aspect of this is this person has, they don't have a fun time in their own head. I heard, I just saw three black clouds around them, and just in some cases it's like, I also get with the high priestess. And it's an interesting thing to hear, but in some cases this person isn't even there. Like they may actually be demonically possessed, which happens a lot with people more than you would think, right? Like they, so I hear that this person is 80% taken over by a demon. And this is what actually, not, this is not to excuse people's behavior, but this is actually what happens with, people who who are basically, um, that are go, off the deep end in terms of evil, shall we say. Like they become, really a lot of Five of Swords, energy personified. They tend to sort of go off the deep end, and they, like, and then they sort of almost, what happens at a spiritual level, they, and it could happen for many lifetimes, and often in many cases, but they kind of develop this like morbid connection with a demon over lifetimes. So I hear like 5 to 50. At first I got 5 to 7 and 9, but 5 to 50 lifetimes. So in some cases, this person, they may have actually been an evil person in the medieval times. I heard, like medieval times, and they've picked up the demons, and they haven't been fully human since the medieval times in terms of past lives. Like they've carried this behavior since, and they may have been oppressing you for a long time. And I heard that one of their effects was they made you feel like you didn't want to kind of be around people, is one of the effect, or they have that effect on, if not you, that's the effect they have on other people. Like they steal people's spirits, and then the person doesn't even want to be around people. And I got the Ace of Wands in reverse is important with their karma. Um, it's like they can't ever access, because they're taken over by this demon, essence, or this demon spirit, or whatever it is that's going on inside of them. They can never fully experience, like, the Ace of Wands, right? We've got the King of Wands, right? And if he's in his power, he's supposed to, connect to the Ace of Wands energy and fully, be that energy, but it's in reverse. So he's cut off. I hear is that not only is the place that he's in his head very miserable, but he's also cut off as part of his karma from his power. Like he's very much, like he could be very much, I mean, into, bullying, and, with the Five of Swords, right, the ultimate bully card, but he's cut off because of that behavior. He's truly cut off. Like bullies are always cut off from their inner power. So he's, that's what I hear is, like, with the red symbolizes power. So he's cut off from his power, and so what I hear is that you need to access your inner power again. That's what I heard. Like you need to access your inner power again. And so I got the two cards, sexuality. And an influx of sexual energy is coming your way. Embracing both masculine and feminine aspects of the self creates wholeness. It is safe for you to express your sexuality in whatever way you choose, provided you do it lovingly. So another thing I got about this character, he may be in some cases an abuser, like a net of that variety, right? Like a sexual abuser in some cases. That's what I get for him, but not in all cases, but in some. So that's what I get about this not very pleasant character. And I also heard it's never too late to create a new body. Even the slightest change in your diet can generate a new body and a fresh mind. Avoid anything today that creates conflict in you. Observe it, how instantly your body manifests a grateful feeling. So I hear for you to move on from the situation is to attend to, just eating food that's, I hear, both healthy but also tasty as well too. Like nourishing yourself with food that tastes good, but it's also healthy. Like that will help, bring your power back, bring your equilibrium back in so many different ways. So yeah, that's all we've got for pile two. That was a long one, I know, but I think the longest pile so far. But I hope you enjoyed it. Well, like it, subscribe. And now it is time to go on to pile number three, the yellow flashlight. So we've got the Nine of Wands, the Page of Cups, the no, ten of Wands. So yeah, those are different cards. We've got the Nine of Wands, Page of Cups, Ten of Wands. Interesting. Queen of Swords, and the Eight of Swords, and then Melancholy. So, and then we've also got the Soulmate card here. So, let's see, what is the character in this? So, I got what the character in this is the Queen of Swords, and they're very much somebody who, let me look at the cards. They're very much somebody who oppresses other people emotionally. Like they're very much cut off from their emotions. Like the Queen of Swords of reverse. It's like almost the most contrasting energy, the Queen of Swords here and the Page of Cups. So that's what I get. Like kind of their effect on other people is to like, because of their coldness and cruelty, they they cut other people off from their childlike emotions. And the yellow flashlight is very much a kind of yellow emotions. In some cases, this may be like an aunt I heard, or um, an aunt, or even a mother or a grandma. In some cases it might be a friend. But I heard that they bitterly took what was yours. In some cases, that's one of the things they did. They took what was yours. I also heard manipulation, lots of like emotional manipulation, um, disappeared after doing some sort of damage. And what else? Yeah, I hear in some Queen of Swords, like they like cut something off from you. Might have been money in some cases. In some, I hear some financial issues. And I heard that this is a very part of their karma. It says melancholy. They're a very melancholic person, and they don't care much about other people. They don't. They've totally cut off the Page of Cups energy from within them. Like they don't. They're so completely cut off from their inner emotional self. They're the very negative aspects of the Queen of Swords. Like they're very cut off, cold. In some case, I heard cruelly manipulative. And yeah, I hear that their karma is to be forever cut off from the healthy aspects of the Page of Cups energy, which is, lighthearted, you know, loving, a flowing energy, right? You see he's got the Page of Cups, he's got the fish right here, right, in his cup. He's very, connected to the energy of, kind of a sweet, loving, childlike, happy energy, right? Someone who's kind and cares forever for others, and this individual is very cut off from their energy, very melancholic. Um, let's see what else. Yeah, I see a sense of, when I look at this card beside them, they're both the Ten of Wands, and beside them an Eight of Swords. Not that surrounds this individual is not a good energy. They feel very bitter, and they feel very trapped, and they feel very burdened, because the Ten of Wands reversed, like they're very burdened and trapped, right? As you can see with this card, they're trapped by their emotions, or shall I say their lack of emotions. And yeah, and there are Nine of Wands. I see them feeling, oh, I'm always like, they're kind of bitter. they feel like they never get what they want, but they don't understand that their cruel behavior towards other people is what causes that. And I hear in some cases like this person's heavily narcissistic, like they very much got the, NPD. They could have that energy to them, and yeah, cut off for their emotions. Let me see if I can get some more cards about. I get to look in the Gypsy Oracle, and I'll see if I can get some more. I heard 5 from bottom, and then frivolity. So that's interesting. That's a very contrasting. Let's see what else I can get here. And scholar. So I get with the scholar that this person's very almost egotistical. They very much are very arrogant about their abilities. They may just have a very, like, I heard the word degree arrogance in some cases. Like, either they have one or they wanted to get one, they didn't, but it's all very much about arrogance with their mind, right? Like a very narcissistic, person, but with their mind, right? Like they consider their mind to be the most like superior mind, but they've kind of forgotten their childlike essence. They've forgotten I heard too with frivolity, they very much look down on anything frivolous, and because of this, like they look down. It's hard to explain. Like if you, for example, this came to mind, but like they would look down on somebody who would go to Disneyland or an amusement park or like go to the water slide, something like that. That's what I heard. Like, oh, disdain. I heard the word disdain. They very much have a disdain, and they've cut off them. They very much cut themselves off from the Page of Cups energy, right? Because you can see these are very diametrically opposed, right? The Queen was downright, but now I'll show her what she looks like upright, but she's very cold, cutting, like completely cut off her emotions. Everything is about logic based, like she doesn't have any fun. And because of that, she's very melancholy, right? But the Page of Cups is like kind of the opposite energy, like a sweet, happy-go-lucky, you know, save the, save the kittens type energy, if you will. But this person's the opposite of that, and because they're very melancholish, right? Melancholy, that's the right word. And then interesting, like I got the word soldier, and I got maybe in some cases they're a literal soldier, but in some cases I heard they see themselves as a soldier, like they see themselves as, well, I'm just a soldier and I've got to keep everyone in line, and I've got to make sure everyone's right. Like they've got a sword here, a bayonet here, right? Like they just see in their mind, it's like, I've just got to make sure everyone's right, and I just see a sense of absolute seriousness. And then I got also 7 from the bottom. Let's see what card I pull here. And then reunion. And I get to move yourself out of this, away from this energy, a lot of you will be finding like a true, like this, in some cases, this could be like a mother in some cases, not always, but, and I hear that to move away, part of your healing is to move away from this energy, this very toxic energy, is to find a soulmate from a past life that's the exact opposite energy. And I heard reunion, like finding someone from the past life that's like an exact opposite. I heard that, so love, partnership, magnetic attraction between two people, union. You discover a depth of self through a relationship with another. So I hear that finding a healthy, loving relationship, and I hear that healing for you is, because this person may have, it is different elements for different people, but for some people this may have been a really harsh part of your life, right? For some people, I heard too, this may be a boss in some cases. For some people, so it's like, it's not thankfully this person is, but for some people it's more detrimental. This person was like a mother, and some people I hear for with a boss, like she really she was very unfair at work. Like she was extremely cutting, very much power hungry. But so that's the another storyline I get from this. But for some, this person was like a mother, and that and it's a very dog toxic energy that's very much embedded into your field. And to move beyond that, you want to find people, and also a soulmate, if you don't already have that in your life, who's the opposite of this energy. So that's what I hear. Like, it's very important for you. And even if it was a boss or a friend or something else, I mean, when you encounter these kinds of people, you want to try and heal. Like, healing often is finding the opposite. Like, if you've had a very negative experience with a person or people or series of people, it's like part of healing is finding the opposite energy. So that's what I hear. And also to access like a yellow, childlike, creative, playful energy, like to access that energy yourself. But yeah, finding a healing energy that's an opposite experience, so you can rebuild your faith in the human race, if you will. So that's what I got for pile number 3, the yellow flashlight. I hope you found this pile helpful, and I wish you luck with healing from this experience. This doesn't feel, when I tune into it, it doesn't feel very very pleasant. So, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Well, like and subscribe, and I hope that you have a good day. Bye bye.